to have closeout.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
The great Michael Jordan, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I like me some Jalen Brunson. Don't get me wrong, he's a bad brother. But you have the audaciousness
Stats are stats.
to put him in the same conversation as Black Jesus?
Mm-hmm. That's blasphemy.
I can't even let you finish that soliloquy.
Keep it full of vibe. Ain't got time, count money every day. You know it's no promotion. Ain't got time. If you ain't talking money, give a fuck what you say. 414. Whoa.
All right, welcome to 414. I'm Daryl.
I am Stephen B. Smith.
Armando couldn't make it in today, so this is going to be my replacement co-host for this episode.
The blasphemy of him not showing up. The audaciousness of him not showing up to work. You talking about this brother right here got this platform and he decided not to show up? It's unacceptable. I mean, I'm here for crying out loud. You're here. The cameraman here. Hell, the whole world is here. My God. How can you not show up to work? Just don't understand it.
All right, so we had 2 games last night.
2 games.
That Lakers.
Sorry.
Clippers.
I don't mean to cut
Go
you
ahead.
off. I don't mean to cut you off, but if we could just get the cameras to look right here and just take a look at my suit. See the way I'm looking sharp? You looking sharp too, my brother. It ain't no suit, but I'll let you get away with it today. Carry on.
So last night we had Clippers, Nuggets. We knew that was going 7.
Yes.
The best series out of the entire first round right now. That was expected. The Knicks.
The New York Knicks.
Man.
My New York Knicks.
So this was an interesting stat that I saw. Jalen Brunson is only the second player to Michael Jordan to have closeout.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
The great Michael Jordan, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I like me some Jalen Brunson. Don't get me wrong, he's a bad brother. But you have the audaciousness. Say it again.
Stats are stats.
Say it again.
Stats are stats.
Say it again.
Stats are stats.
To put him in the same conversation as Black Jesus?
Mm-hmm. That's
I
blasphemy.
can't even let you finish that soliloquy. You're talking about a brother that had 5 rings. 5. This brother ain't done nothing yet. Cannot let you finish.
No, but yeah.
But carry on.
Second player, only Michael Jordan, to have completed a 5-game series with 40 plus points,
Right.
5 plus assists.
Right.
Also, can I point out real quick, why is Jalen Brunson able to do the finger bang and stuff, but Ja can't?
He's light skinned. Light skinned, my brother, he's light skinned.
So his is pew pew.
Light skinned, my brother, yes. It's not a pow pow. It's not a bang bang. It's poop poop.
That's probably why. But
He got the silencing on, my brother. Can't hear that. Just a quick. By the way, did you see me in General Hospital? Did you see the way I?
no, I work in the mornings.
You didn't see the way I. My character is back. Watch out, break. Look out for break.
Sorry to interrupt. But I'm gonna need to see some ID. ID. Now.
Of course.
That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say, my brother.
All right. Tonight we only got 1 game. We got 1 game tonight. Golden State versus those people.
Refuse to say their name. They is out there playing like it's the 90s basketball. Although I love me some 90s basketball. But The lead, I'm talking to you right now. You gotta look at me when I'm talking to you. Like, we gotta get the cameras facing over here. You gotta look at me when I'm talking to you. You gotta protect that bad man, Stephen Curry, the greatest shooter the God has ever created on earth. You gotta find a way to protect him, right? So when he's up there on a podium talking about fouls, you gotta listen to the things that he propose. You have to listen to him. You have to listen to him. My God, how do you allow him to go through so much? Just don't understand it. Now, although he's persevering through all of it, you have to protect the greatest shooter God has ever created on earth. See, so if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm trying to figure out how I can ingratiate the lead office. Do you see what they're doing in the mid out here? Bad enough the brother's already light skinned. My gosh, do you see him out there?
Yeah, I mean, but it's a few things that the Warriors got to do themselves too. The fourth quarter alone, they allowed Houston 14 free throws. I mean, like, Houston made the free throws too. That's unlike them. We might not get that same type of effort, but if we want to close this series out, we got to limit the turnovers. We got to limit the fouls. Hopefully, we could get some fouls in our favor.
Yes. Although I average 1.1 points in my professional basketball career.
Better than Skip Bayless.
Yes. I know a thing or two about putting the ball in the hole.
Sometimes.
If I wasn't such a professional, I'd just walk out of here.
But
My brother, you know how long I've been doing this? My gosh. First, I started off in Philadelphia as a writer. Then I worked my way up. I know a thing or two. I was there when the great Michael Jordan was playing basketball. I was there. When he got sick, he sneezed on me. I was like, I don't want that on me. Kid got sick, but I wasn't. Right? Got home, started to cough. Right? Took me some Theraflu. Was feeling better. Right? Gosh, dog, I had to deal with that with Skip. Why you think I'm no longer there anymore? Huh?
You without Shannon too.
Huh? Gosh. Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. So, the Warriors, game 6, my brothers, you gotta come out and ball. You gotta come out and ball, brothers. You gotta come out and ball. Not LeVar, but you gotta come out and ball, brothers. Right? So, let me just talk to you right quick. My brothers. Steve Kerr. You got Jonathan Kuminga. Most athletic person on your team, right?
Well, he was out for an illness the other day.
I ain't trying to hear that. As a black man in America. So, you have to start that brother tonight. You have to start him. Although I like Moses Moody, I love what he's giving you. You have to start Jonathan Kuminga. See what he's giving you. Right? You have to find a way to make the game ugly, just like they're making it.
Yeah. Also, they gotta force Jalen Green to beat the Warriors. When the game is going through him, that's when everybody else can't get involved or they're not playing as well. Like you mentioned the other day, everyone on Houston, they don't play consistently well with each other. So if you can force the game to go through Jalen Green, the likelihood of you having Van Vliet involved, Sengun involved, that drops. Their productivity drops when you're forcing Jalen Green to be the guy to beat you.
What you have to do is also, you have to rebound the ball. You have to rebound the ball. Great defensive pressure, right? The Warriors, you can't go zone, right? Because we all know it's hard to rebound in the zone. I know they can't shoot, but because they can't shoot, you don't have to pressure them as much.
Right.
You could play more drop coverage, right? You don't have to sit up there because you know they want to just get to the rim, get to the rim, get to the rim.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one way they stop them from getting to the rim is not playing so close to them when you're playing on defense. Dare them to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Dare them to shoot the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Rebound the ball. Because guess what? They can get set on defense if they're constantly going up and down. We have to play our game as the Warriors. You have to play an up-tempo game,
Right.
right? You can't allow the Rockets to sit back in that zone and try to pass things through. One thing you got to do also is you got to hit shots.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible. Gosh, I could go out there and shoot the ball. So you have to be able to defend at a high level, rebound the ball, and you have to be able to hit shots.
Yeah.
You have to play Warriors basketball. Like last game, I didn't see any offense being ran. I just seen them passing the ball on the perimeter on the zone. So you have to be able to pass the ball in the middle of the zone, collapse the defense, and hit shots when it's expected. Draymond. You have to be more aggressive, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get the rebound, and you have to push the tempo.
Yeah.
If they're going to play Steven Adams, you got to make them pay for that,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's no way Steven Adams can run up and down the court with you. It's unacceptable. You have to make them pay for that, right? You did great adjustments, Steve Kerr. I give you that. Hard work coach. Olympian, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
He got punched in the face by Michael Jordan, didn't say nothing.
Won the game for him.
We're talking about a two-piece. No biscuit, right? So what you have to do, Steve Kerr, you made adjustments in game 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
You started quitting post. You forced them to play 5 guys versus only having to play 3,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because now with Jimmy Butler, you have to respect him. You have to respect Moses. You have to respect Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
But nobody else out there you have to respect, and that's starting 5. But now if I start quitting post, that's another person I have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have to make them pay for those lineups that they putting out.
Yeah, also Buddy Hield, you cannot force shots. You know, if you're wide open, if you have the opportunity, take those shots. Make the shots that matter. Don't force the offense.
Yeah, so if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm changing the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going with Moody. I'm not going with the Draymond and the Jimmy Butler and the Pods and the Steph Curry lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, I would either start Jonathan Kuminga at the 4, or I have to go quit and post. Because I have to give them somebody else to respect.
Yeah, they gotta start a more bigger athletic lineup.
Yeah.
So, because that also allows, I feel like that allows Curry to play better off ball. We're not looking for Curry to give you 35. If he could have a solid a 15 and 10 night by getting everybody else involved by having them get to the rim, I think that would demoralize the Rockets.
Yeah. And then also, one thing that help is Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Right? All war defensive classmen.
Mm-hmm.
Master class. Defense, I'm talking about. Defense.
Yeah, Butler too.
So, one thing that it helps is you need help with Şengün. He's been a problem down there.
Mhm.
You can save and preserve Draymond Green legs by getting somebody in there to rebound and doing some of that dirty work.
Yeah.
Right. So one thing when they go to Eaton, whatever his name is, I don't even care what the Rocket name players are. But once they start going to their bench,
Mhm.
to Jabari and the rest of those, you have somebody that's capable and that's athletic to be able to match them. Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah.
But you're not playing that. So now you see they start to take advantage of it
Mm-hmm.
last game, and they start putting stuff in the post against these 6'9", 6'8" guys.
Right. Just causing him to get beat up.
Yes. So you have to be able to match that lineup and that athleticism.
Mhm.
So it's still like you have to find a way to free up Steph to give him easier shots.
Right.
And for me, I would do more off ball action because they're trying to set the screen up high, which isn't helping at all because all it is allowing Steph to get double teamed and getting the ball out of his hands. So I wouldn't even set that high ball screen anymore. I will take
Because also they're looking for that.
Yes, so and also me, if I'm coaching, I'm taking Draymond Green out of that free throw line area. I'm putting Jimmy Butler there.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy Butler is more aggressive. So Jimmy Butler can get the ball at that free throw line area. He can make a play to a shooter if they wide open. He can pass it to whoever's in the dunker position. And then he also could turn around and hit that midi.
Yeah.
Right, Draymond Green, when he get the ball in the middle, he's not even looking at the rim. He's been to Ben Simmons. He's looking at everything else besides the rim.
Yeah.
He's looking at who's getting popcorn in the stands. He's looking at who kid crying in the stands. He's looking at everything else besides for the goal.
Yeah.
So you got to find a way to get the greatest shooter that God has ever created, the basketball.
Give him the basketball, but also protect him. Because again, like you said, like them setting like these like high screens, that's causing them to like double team him, and that's causing, you know, like Amen and Dylan to be able to, you know, like swipe at his hand. Like you wanna do some type of. It's almost like we're talking about football, like the pocket collapsing. You know, like we need to like do something in order to give him that space so that he's able to operate without like the double team happening, without, you know, them going at the hand.
Yes. And if you look at some of the games, so Dylan Brooks, which is a light skinned behavior, came out and snitched on himself and
He
said,
did.
yes, we are targeting his hand. We are trying to do such and such. That's light skinned activity at its best. At its best. Just don't understand it.
Him like
But-
saying it and them not even finding him or anything, that's just ridiculous.
Yes. So with NBA, you have to do better. But now, as an official, the pressure is on you now.
Yeah.
That's something you have to be looking for. That's something that you have to be looking for now. When the Rockets players come out and say they're purposely targeting players that are injured, they purposely are targeting Steph Curry's hand every time he shoot.
Right. It's not the Karate Kid.
Yeah, so
We're not trying to sweep the leg. That's what the Rockets are doing.
Yeah, so you have to call that. For me, if I'm the Warriors, I'm forcing the Rockets to hit shots.
Yeah.
Because if you don't turn the ball over, if you rebound the ball and you keep them on the perimeter, they struggle to score the ball. They struggle to score the ball. Like, even looking at this series, how many times have they cracked 100? It's not that often, just these last couple of games.
Right.
The Warriors, your defense has to get better. You've given up 45% shooting the last two games. So you have to do a little bit better. You scoring the ball, but you have to stop them on the defensive end.
Yeah.
So you have to stop the others. You have to, for me, Şengün, let's see how much you can score. Let's see if you can beat us. Like Van Fleet, is that how you say it? You have to stop him from, you know what? So I think that magic or this little spell he going on where he just hitting every single thing,
It doesn't last.
it's going out. It's going out. Timu Drake is what I call him. Like it's going to run out. So I just feel like today's going to be an ugly game just because it's a game 6, it's a closeout.
Yeah.
And it's an ugly game, but I still see the Warriors winning convincingly.
I was gonna say the same. I got Warriors by 10 at least.
Yeah, it's still gonna be a convincing win, but it's just gonna be ugly. Just because that's how the Rockets play. Steph Curry, whatever the over under, I'm taking over because I feel like he's due for one of those Steph Curry. It happens during every series where you just get that Steph moment. He always have that one game.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the game. You're back at the Chase Center. Aisha go be there.
Mama gonna be there.
Everybody's gonna be there. So I feel like he's gonna put on the show.
Yeah, here's hoping so. But I think this is more going to be Jimmy closing this out tonight. I think, but like Jimmy Butler closes this series out tonight. I think I'm expecting a big game from him.
Yes, and I expect for the Warriors to put belts to you know what tonight, knowing that Minnesota just closed out the series.
Right.
So they're waiting. And I know the Warriors want that rest as well.
Yeah.
So it's important for them to close it out tonight. Because you don't want to go Game 7, they beat you up some more, another potential risk of injury, and then you have to limp into
the second round against a fresh Anthony Edwards.
And another physical team, and that's athletic, and that's hungry. So you don't want that. So it's best to close out tonight.
Right. But that's been 414. We'll be back tomorrow with how things went tonight. But also, I'll be giving some recaps on just other stuff that's happening in the sports world. I guess in Daryl's Corner.
Yes, look out for next podcast. So he won't be a host; he'll be the guest. He'll be getting interviewed.
All right, so that's been 414. Stephen B. Smith.
So good, keep full vibe. Ain't got time, count